Hey, what is up guys, Woo here back with a brand new video, and today we are going to be continuing the series of What If Deku Had Stayed Quirkless 5. Now for a quick recap, just in case y'all missed the last part, Midoriya got first place in the sports festival first round, and Shinso got a mystery gadget in his pocket that he doesn't want to reveal to give him an edge in the sports festival. Also, Midoriya didn't have enough time to make a complete set of the upgraded gauntlets, so he only has one of the gauntlets upgraded. He also has boots that help him jump very high, and they also have jets to help him run faster. And with that, let's get started with part 5. After Midoriya is done celebrating that he got first place, he hears an explosion and jumps. Bakugo is flying at him, yelling how did he get so good out of nowhere, as Todoroki looks down at his left side, saying that he still refuses to use it. A girl walks up to Midoriya and says that he did amazing and that she is surprised he had improved so much since the last time they met. He turns around and sees a girl, but something felt familiar about this girl. She turns her head and says, "Don't you remember me? My name is Ochako." Midoriya remembers her. She is the girl that he tried to save during the entrance exams. He starts to blush as she compliments him on how well he did during the foot race. Then Shinso and Hatsume walk up to him asking him how he thought of the idea to use the shooter mode in his gauntlets to help him create distance during the foot race. Midoriya gets overwhelmed as he thinks that this is the first time he's ever gotten this much attention. Ochako asks who these two people are, and Midoriya introduces them to Ochako, which were Shinso and Hatsume. She smiles, telling them nice to meet them. Midnight interrupts the meeting by yelling out loud that it's time for round 2 of the sports festival. It's a Calvary Battle. Each of the 42 members have a point that will be put on the main person's headband when they're all added up, and the one with the most points will win. Starting at first place, they have 10 million points right off the bat. Midoriya looks in fear as everyone turns around and stares at him. He starts to realize that he's going to need to think of a plan right now for this to work, and he's going to need both of Hatsume's gadgets and Shinso's brainwashing for his plan to work. He walks up to both of them asking if they're down to help him out. Hatsume says that she is down to help him since everybody's going to be paying attention to Midoriya's team, and it's a perfect opportunity for the support companies to see her gadgets. However, Shinso declines. He states to Midoriya that everyone is after him, including him, and that he can't shine if he is next to Midoriya the entire time. Midoriya looks at him in shock, and then grins, saying may the best general course study kid win, putting his fist out for a fist bump. Shinso fist bumps him back, saying the same thing, and then Shinso walks away. Midoriya walks up to Ochako asking if she's willing to help him out, and she agrees, saying that she's returning the favor for him trying to save her life. They look around and try to find someone else to work with, but they couldn't find it in time. Midnight asks if everyone is ready as they put on their headbands. Everyone yells ready, and she says, "Begin." Midoriya looks around asking if they're ready. They all say yes, and then he yells, "Now." He activates a jetpack that Hatsume gave him while Ochako uses her quirk to make them light enough for Midoriya to easily keep them up with his legs. They start ascending in the air when they see purple balls flying at them. As Ochako says, "Oh no, it's Mineta," Midoriya asks what his quirk is, and she explains to him that his quirk are purple balls that come out of his hair, and if they get stuck to something, they stay on them and you can't pull it off. Mineta is the only person that can pull off the purple balls. As Mineta continues to throw the balls at Midoriya, Midoriya realizes that if he is lucky enough to hit them, they'll go flying down, so he decides to focus on Mineta, trying to knock him off his friends, because if someone falls off their team and hits the ground, they are automatically disqualified. He asks if they can catch him if he jumps off. They both exclaim that they can, and Midoriya takes a leap. He activates the gauntlet shooter mode as he readies his special move, the Mini Hurricane. He yells Mini Hurricane, then realizes that he didn't use the right hand. He used the hand that didn't get the upgrade. He yells to himself, saying, "How did I manage to make the upgrade for my non-dominant hand?" He starts to fall as he tries to see if he can land a Mini Hurricane at Mineta, but then realizes that he is no longer at the right angle for him to do so. He starts to fall, wondering if this is how it really ends, as all of a sudden the girls catch him, telling him not to give up yet. They are there for him, and he needs to be there for them as well. Midoriya readies himself up, saying that he won't make the same mistake again. He tries to activate the jetpack again, but it doesn't work. It's out of fuel. Midoriya says, "Okay guys, time for plan B." He yells at Ochako to use it now, as she uses Midoriya's boots to give them a boost, and Hatsume uses her floating boots to give them more speed to levitate them up in the air as she keeps boosting. They start moving, bobbing and weaving past everyone. Midoriya gets his gauntlet ready and yells Mini Hurricane. He managed to hit someone hard enough with the air bullet to knock them off, thanks to the speed that is being created by Ochako and Hatsume. He had his gauntlet more charged up as well. Then all of a sudden, he turns around and sees that someone is after them, and they're coming up fast. Midoriya looks down at the floor, realizing it's Todoroki because the floor is covered in ice. He looks up, and Todoroki looks him dead in the eyes and says that the headband is his. Todoroki tells Ida to pump it as Midoriya tries to aim for Ida's foot to slow him down, but Ida is moving too fast for him to aim it right, so he quickly changes his aim at Todoroki and shoots a Mini Hurricane. Todoroki activates his right side, freezing the metal rod he was holding, smacking the air bullet, but not without the metal staff taking some damage and the ice breaking off. But then all of a sudden, Todoroki gets hit by a Mini Hurricane. He is surprised that he was hit as he tries to shake it off, but then gets hit with another one. He tells Ida to stop, surprised that he got hit, asking Midoriya how he hit them. Midoriya lifts up his hand, and he says that he had more than one Mini Hurricane ready, as Todoroki looks at the hand and realizes that there are 4 holes in the gauntlet for each finger. Todoroki gets mad, telling Ida to charge at them once again. Midoriya, ready for Todoroki to charge at him, shoots Ida in the leg with his last Mini Hurricane he had charged up, and Ida loses his balance, taking a knee to try to keep everybody from falling. But everyone falls except for Todoroki. He stays on top so they won't get disqualified, as Midoriya tells them see ya later. Midoriya keeps moving as he sees that there is a minute and 30 seconds left in the Calvary Battle. He looks up and sees that he is far away from Todoroki, but then all of a sudden, in almost a flash, Todoroki is next to them. Midoriya jumps up in pure instinct, barely dodging them, but then he realizes that he's about to fall as he aims again for Ida. He looks up and sees Bakugo charging at him. He starts falling and changes his angle. He does a few flips in the air as Bakugo asks what's the point in that. Midoriya replies with that it's meant to help him gain some momentum so his gauntlet can get more ammo as he blasts Bakugo with a Mini Hurricane, knocking a headband off his neck. Bakugo tries to get the headband while charging at Midoriya, but then a Mini Shuriken flies past him, and he turns around to see who throws it. It's Shinso, and Shinso yells, "Over here." Bakugo replies with, "What's that?" then freezes. Midoriya realizes that Shinso brainwashed Bakugo as the Shuriken gets caught in the headband that Midoriya knocked off, and then the Shuriken goes flying at Shinso as he catches it, and Midoriya sees a receiver in Shinso's hand, realizing that the Shuriken was the only gadget that Shinso had developed besides the voice speaker. Then, as he continues to fall, Ochako and Hatsume catch him, telling him to get ready for Todoroki. Todoroki tells Ida to step it, but then Ida exclaims that his reciprocal burst ran out of gas, and he can't use his super speed anymore. Todoroki shows anger as Midnight yells, "Time's up." Midoriya, Hatsume, and Ochako exclaim in excitement because they had won first place, making Midoriya 2 for 3 when it comes to getting first place in the sports festival. Midoriya looks up at the board to see who got in the top 4. The scores were Midoriya in first, Todoroki in second, Bakugo in third, and Shinso in fourth. Midoriya runs up to Shinso, telling him thanks for the save, and Shinso replies with thanks to him, he is able to actually participate in the final round. Bakugo walks up to Shinso, asking what he had did to him since he was about to get Deku, as Shinso walks away, saying that's my business and not yours. Everyone gets ready for the final round of the sports festival as they find out what it is. Midnight exclaims that it's a 1v1 and it's time for them to show the world how they can handle true combat. She also tells them to grab lottery balls to determine who they will fight in the final round. Every single matchup is the same as the anime, which y'all know what that means. Midoriya is going to fight Shinso, so who's gonna win? Let's find out right now. As Shinso looks up and sees who he is facing, he walks up to Midoriya and says, "May the best man win." Midoriya gives him the same sentiment as they both shake hands, ready for their round. The first round was Todoroki versus Sero, but we all know how that went. It's the same as the anime for this what if. Todoroki will destroy Sero in their match. Anyway, time for the fight that we have all been waiting for, Midoriya versus Shinso. President Mike yells that it is time for a very interesting match. The 2 general course study students who could win, Midoriya and Shinso. Midoriya, the man who had won first place in the entire sports festival, or the underdog according to President Mike of the sports festival, Shinso. Midoriya activates his gauntlets as Shinso reaches for his pocket, and then President Mike yells, "Begin." Midoriya immediately deactivates the gauntlets, and Shinso takes his hand out of his pocket. The crowd starts to get confused as Midoriya takes off the boots and doesn't turn back on the gauntlets. Midoriya tells Shinso that they should fight on an even playing field, no quirks or gadgets. Shinso smiles, saying that he couldn't agree more, as they charge at each other. They both land good punches on each other as the crowd screams. President Mike yells, saying, "Wow, look at the respect these two have for each other. They're fighting on an even playing field." Midoriya and Shinso keep exchanging blows, one hand after another. They both fall and get back up, over and over and over again. The crowd starts to get really into it as Hatsume screams, telling them both that they're doing great. Then, they both fall to the ground, both seemingly not able to get back up, until Midoriya stands. The crowd starts to cheer as Shinso gets back up as well. They both are limping, crawling, barely getting closer to each other, until finally, Shinso falls. Midnight declares that Shinso is no longer able to fight, meaning that Midoriya had won the fight. He smiles and raises his hand up as he falls to the floor, passing out on the arena floor. That's gonna be it for part 5, guys. I know, right? Oh my god, Deku beat Shinso in a fair one-on-one fight. Oh my god. Now how is he gonna beat Todoroki, right? Or is he even gonna beat Todoroki this time around? You guys will have to wait for part 6 to find out how the rest of the sports festival will play out, guys. That's right, I'm leaving y'all on a cliffhanger. So if you guys want part 6 of Quirkless Deku, what I'm going to need you guys to do, you guys crushed 100 likes in less than 2 hours, so we're going to make this one harder. We're going to say 200 likes. I won't release Quirkless Deku 6 or even start working on it till you guys hit 200 likes on this video, guys. So I'm going to aim for double the like. No, that's not double. 100 more likes than the last video. Alright, guys? I think y'all can do it, but let's see. Let's see if the power of you guys is strong enough to get 200 likes. And if you guys do, I'll start working on Quirkless Deku 6, and then I'll just keep making that like goal higher. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.